Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. Hope you guys are all doing well and hanging in there right now for Bitcoin and crypto. So yes, today I do want to talk about Bitcoin. There is in fact a fair few charts that I do want to show you guys. I want to talk about alt season as well, okay, because I truly do believe alt season will eventually happen, even though right now we are in fact seeing a delay happening with alt season. But I truly do believe, okay, whether it's in Q3, which is where we are right now, or in Q4, okay, we'll see a lot of alts skyrocketing. Okay, we will see alt season starting. Okay, we're going to see Ethereum pretty much leading the way, and the reason why I say that is because, as we all know, Ethereum is the king of altcoins. It's obviously the largest altcoin out there in the market right now. So obviously we're going to see Ethereum skyrocketing, and it's going to lead the way for alt season. I truly do believe alt season will eventually happen, guys. Okay, and there is in fact one specific chart that I do want to show you guys, okay, for the crypto total market cap, that eventually we will see the crypto total market cap pretty much skyrocketing, right, reaching new highs, and that's when alt season will start. So there's a lot of things to talk about for today's video, so let's begin. But I just want to show you guys the Bitcoin price right now. It's just below 108. We're not seeing huge moves for Bitcoin today. Even recently, right, we're currently at the 4-hour time frame. Even if we go to the daily time frame, we are not seeing huge moves yet happening for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, it's still nearing, okay, its previous highs, which is 111. Okay, we did see Bitcoin reaching 111 back in May, almost 112. Didn't quite get there. It was almost there, but didn't quite get there. But you guys can clearly see Bitcoin is not too far off from reaching back up to its previous highs of $111,000. Okay, so understand, at any moment now, I actually do believe Bitcoin, soon enough, it's going to be going back up to 111, even reaching a new all-time high. I do believe that is very possible. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Bitcoin going back down slightly, having more corrections. Okay, we never know. That could potentially happen. But I actually do believe, no matter what, even if we do see Bitcoin going back down to like 105, 100K and whatnot, it's gonna reach a new high either way. Okay, and there is in fact some charts that I do want to show you guys, okay, indicating that yes, we're gonna see Bitcoin pretty much reaching new highs. Okay, so the crypto market today, not much moves are happening. Okay, you guys can clearly see past 24 hours, we're not seeing a lot of alts, okay, pumping. In fact, there is in fact a fair few reds today, right? And in fact, majority of reds are happening right now for altcoins today. So we are in fact seeing a lot of altcoins down like 1%, 2%, some even 3%, right? So nothing too crazy. But yeah, overall the market today is slightly down, almost 1%, right? But even though, okay, Bitcoin and crypto, right, it's not really moving, we're still in greed mode, okay, and this is good, okay, it's still showing greed mode, right? So the Fin Greed Index is showing greed, okay, so the sentiment hasn't really changed because yesterday we were in greed, last week we were in greed mode as well, even last month we were in greed. So the sentiment hasn't really been changing. Seems like a lot of us are still pretty bullish, right, for Bitcoin and crypto. Okay, so this is looking pretty good, guys. Okay, it really is. The Fin Greed Index is still showing greed, still above 60, right? It's currently at 65, so it is still looking pretty good in my opinion. Now, boom or doom, will Bitcoin stay above $100,000 in the month of July? So we know, guys, okay, we are in fact in the new month of July. We are currently just over a week, okay, into this month of July, and that means we are in fact in Q3. And if we look over here, guys, okay, I've been showing you guys this many times, right, throughout my videos, Bitcoin monthly returns, and usually July, okay, Bitcoin does perform pretty decently, okay, but understand, okay, next month, August, okay, and even September, right, Bitcoin doesn't perform that great. Usually August, especially September, are pretty bearish months for Bitcoin, right? You guys can clearly see in the past, okay, we saw reds, okay, for the month of August in different years. Same with September, especially September. I feel like September is honestly one of Bitcoin's most bearish months ever, right? But things can change because just last year, right, 2024, we did see a green September, right? Surprisingly, even in 2023. So who knows, for this year in 2025, we could potentially see another green September. We'll have to see. But July, okay, I do believe July Bitcoin will hopefully perform, amazingly. Hopefully it will end off in the greens. But, we are in fact in Q3. Again, I told you guys, Q3 could potentially be some, great times for Bitcoin or not. I feel like we're going to see a lot of ups and downs for Bitcoin because, like I said, right, July is pretty decent. So maybe this month in July, yes, Bitcoin will still be, above 100K. And, maybe even potentially reaching a new high. But then August and September, we'll have to see, okay? Because I truly do believe in the month in August and September, Bitcoin's going to struggle a little bit, right? I do believe in that, okay? And that's fine, it still gives us time to accumulate some Bitcoin, right? It really, really does. So I do not mind, okay? So we will have to see, guys. But yeah, getting into this chart, this is the chart that I wanted to show you guys, okay? So alt season roadmap. So this chart right here is showing the crypto total market cap, okay? And you have to clearly see altcoin cycle top is about to happen, right? So you have to clearly see right over here what it did in 2017. We saw accumulation, right? First alt season, and then we saw it reaching a cycle top in 2018. And then 2018, obviously, that's when it dropped. We were obviously entering a bear market. Okay, we were, in a bear cycle, and it hit a bottom. So 2021, right? This is what happened. So in 2020, we saw, accumulation, and then second alt season did begin in 2021. And then of course it hit a cycle top. And you also clearly see this is exactly what's happening right now. So we know it did bottom obviously in 2022, right? The crypto total market cap did drop quite a bit, just like with Bitcoin. And this is where we are right now, accumulation. Okay. And you also clearly see the next step, okay, the next phase is a rise up to the upside. Okay, we're gonna see, okay, the crypto total market cap hitting a cycle top, right? So I truly do believe alt season will eventually be happening. I mean, if we're looking at the Bitcoin dominance, like I told you guys many times, we have to see the Bitcoin dominance dropping, right? Because this is usually when alt season does start. In 2017 we saw a drop right over here, even in 2021. Okay, and as we know, that's when alt season does start. So we have to see, right, the Bitcoin dominance having a drop pretty much. Okay, and you also clearly see right now it is not showing any weakness at all. This is a very, very strong uptrend, right? You also clearly see that for the Bitcoin dominance. Okay, so it is truly Bitcoin season right now, right? But I truly do believe soon enough, okay, the Bitcoin dominance will eventually have a drop, right? Okay, and that's when alt season will pretty much start, guys. And then of course, the crypto total market cap is pretty much going to be, going up, right? So guys, don't lose faith for alts. I truly do believe, like I said at the beginning of this video, I truly do believe, alt season will happen. Okay, a lot of these low caps, large caps, okay, will skyrocket. So be prepared for that, guys. Now I want to show you guys this, okay? So Elon Musk says here the America Party is the solution. Okay, and this person replies saying, will America Party embrace Bitcoin? And Elon Musk says fiat is hopeless. So yes. Okay, this is amazing to see. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, guys, right? We should all be, embracing Bitcoin. And it seems like a lot of us are embracing Bitcoin. The adoption, right, for Bitcoin has been going crazy. Okay, we are seeing a lot of institutions, companies, countries, states, governments buying into Bitcoin. Okay, and they are buying Bitcoin for long term. They're simply buying it and holding it. Okay, and I get it, right? The Bitcoin price hasn't been moving. Obviously we are in fact seeing a lot of adoption happening right now for Bitcoin. For example, strategy, market strategy, right? They are buying a lot of Bitcoin, as we all know. We know Marcus Saylor, he is very, very bullish for Bitcoin. Okay, and you guys are probably wondering, yes, the adoption is, looking pretty good for Bitcoin, right? A lot of buying is happening and whatnot, but why isn't the price moving? And sometimes, this does happen. It's all about patience, guys, okay? It really, really is all about patience, okay? The ones that are slowly, losing faith for Bitcoin, that are slowly giving up for Bitcoin, they will FOMO back in. Okay, I've seen this many, many times, guys. Okay, so it's quite interesting what Elon Musk has said here. I mean, we all know Elon Musk is pretty bullish with Bitcoin, right? He's been in Bitcoin for the past few years now. And yes, he is very bullish on Bitcoin. He still loves Doge, I'm pretty sure. I'm not quite sure on that, but I'm pretty sure he still likes Dogecoin as well. So it's quite interesting what Elon Musk has said here. Okay, so that is that. But yeah, you guys just clearly see high time frame Bitcoin breakout confirmed, successful retest over the weekend. Looks like price discovery is next. And it's going to send Bitcoin to $130,000, and that's true, right? So you guys can clearly see this bull pennant breakout, a confirmed breakout here could catch many off guard, right? And the target is over $130,000, $130,000, right? Still in play. So that is the target, $137,000, guys. So soon enough, we're gonna see a breakout happening. Okay, and once we do see a breakout, Bitcoin is pretty much going to be reaching this target of 137. So be prepared that that's obviously going to lead Bitcoin to a new high, right? And we all know that's going to be happening very soon. Guess what? It's not going to stop at 137. We're going to see Bitcoin going to 200K to 220. Okay, that's going to happen, guys. I told you guys this many times. You know, if you guys actually have been watching my videos, I've been telling you guys my prediction, my personal prediction. It seems like a lot of people are predicting this as well, right? That, you know, are Bitcoiners, that we're going to see Bitcoin reaching, right, over $200,000. And that's very possible. And this is the thing, guys, like, no one out there realistically knows where the top is going to be. Okay, that's the thing. No one knows exactly where the top is going to be, but I actually do believe 150, 180, 200K. I feel like these are easy targets for Bitcoin. I actually do, right? And I do believe 220, just like what this chart is showing, is possible. Even 250 to even 300K, that is very possible, right? But understand, guys, no one exactly knows where the top will be. Maybe we don't even see Bitcoin reaching 200K. Who exactly knows? Maybe the top will be at 190 or 180 or 170. Who exactly knows, guys? But in my opinion, I think it's going to go well beyond 200K, right? And we could be wrong, right? Because we got a lot of predictions wrong in the last bull market. For example, in 2021, a lot of people were saying, you know, when Bitcoin was, you know, at 50K, 55K, 60K, a lot of people were predicting Bitcoin's going to be skyrocketing to 100K, right? Like, this is the moment where we see Bitcoin reaching $100,000. And clearly we were wrong because the top was 69K, right? So a lot of people were wrong. And that's when we saw Bitcoin pretty much right after that, hitting, you know, 69K as the top. It dropped all the way down to like 15K. Okay, so a lot of predictions were wrong in 2021. So it's the same thing here. You know, we could be wrong, guys, right? I could be wrong. You could be wrong. A lot of predictions out there could be wrong. You know, I see people predicting, you know, Bitcoin reaching, you know, like 400K, 500K, even 700K, right? So I'm trying to be realistic with you guys and transparent, but I do believe, you know, 200K and beyond is very, very possible for Bitcoin, maybe even $300,000. I think that's very, very possible, right? And some people are saying, you know, this 4-year cycle is not even going to happen anymore, right? Times are going to be changing. And maybe in 2026, next year, we will still be in a bull market. We'll have to see about that. I really do not know about that, but we'll have to see about that. But fun fact, guys, okay, so look at this. This is actually very, very interesting. And this is why, guys, we need a time machine. We need time machines to exist, right? And if I could buy a time machine, I would. I would invest everything into that time machine because of this. So it says, did you know that 15 years ago, you could buy 15 Bitcoin for 1 cent? Just think about that. 1 cent for 15 Bitcoins. Okay, just think about that, guys. That is insane. Okay, right? So if time machines did exist, guys, I would invest everything into that time machine and just go back in time and just buy a whole bunch of Bitcoin, right? And then I'll obviously be a trillionaire, right? But yeah, pretty interesting. Okay, how you could literally just buy 15 Bitcoins for 1 cent 15 years ago, pretty much when Bitcoin just came out, right? So pretty interesting, guys. Okay, pretty interesting. Guess what? It's going to be the exact same thing, right? In the next, you know, 15 years, you would have wished you bought some Bitcoin, right? Even small amounts of Bitcoin. Okay, I'm talking, you know, even just 0.01 Bitcoin, 1% of a Bitcoin, or even 10% of a Bitcoin, 0.1 Bitcoin, or 0.2, 0.5, half of a Bitcoin, right? Because these small amounts of Bitcoins will be worth quite a bit, okay, in the next 15 years. So don't have that same regret. I know a lot of us right now that didn't invest into Bitcoin into early stages, like 15 years ago. You could have bought, 15 Bitcoins for 1 cent. Don't have that same regret in the next 15 years, guys. Because I told you guys as many times, Bitcoin is going to be a digital asset that's going to be worth not just a million, but millions of dollars per coin one day. Okay, so don't have that same regret. But guys, I appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. Give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel. That is always much appreciated. And yeah, I will catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.